All right, so I stitched step 1 just to try to make it faster. Step 2 is just like your regular zipper purses. Keep your zipper pull over the edge, the end of your zipper over it. And this is just like every other design that you do. All right, then next we're gonna put our vinyl up to our zipper teeth, covering the outline. And this is pretty much the same on almost every design that I have. There's a few that are slightly different, but in general, and you should tape this down, glue it, whatever it is that you want to do. I'm holding it, and I know I shouldn't. You don't want to get your fingers. I'm still doing it anyway. All right, now after this, you would have every other step of your embroidery that you do, the appliques, embroidery, names, whatever you're doing. This is where it's going to change from your regular one. You're going to flip it over. I already ironed my fold. I'm going to put it just up to there. This side I ironed my fold also. I'm going to put it right up to here and just leave that little tiny spot. I'm going to use my super duper glue tape. Wait, carefullier than that. Carefully tape. Then I will tape this edge. Tape. And I will tape this edge. And tape. All right. I'm going to hold this with my hand. I'm going to put it back on my machine. Now I need it to repeat the step where it did the zipper tack down. I'm just going to go right back over it. And if you are super fancy, you can skip the first one of that so it's not twice as thick. I wouldn't try it, but I'm me. You might do better at this than I am. That's highly likely. I make designs. I am not the fantastic stitcher that you guys might be. So this is tacking this down all the way across where the zipper goes, so it'll have a nice fold instead of any sort of exposed open seams. Uh-oh, we didn't cut that for some reason. My little girl is kind of old, like very old. Now, I'm gonna poofy this down under here because I don't want to sew it. I'm gonna put this piece on top like normal. I'm going to advance. Oopsie, whoopsie, I missed. To the very last stage, I'm going to fast forward until I get all the way down to the very bottom. On the bottom all the way back. I can roll it however it is that you want to do. Tape it up. On a single needle you'll have to be a little more careful. On this one she is not picky, so I can just wad it backwards. I'm just going to stitch that and then I'm going to back her up. I'm going to take this off and trim my threads. So now we have this. I'm going to take all of my tape off. You're going to want to do this nicer than I am. Because it's a video, I don't want to spend half an hour putting my tape out carefully, but you get the general idea. This is going to be a little neater than this because you're going to take all this off. I used cutaway. So I'm going to go over here, open my zipper pull, and I'm just going to go stab just through my stabilizer a little tiny bit. Then I'm going to make sure that I lined up and didn't get my fabric or anything wonky. And I'm going to cut just an inch or so. Well, I missed some. There you go. Just an inch or so, and this will be enough that I can get it out later. I'm going to leave that folded down. I'm going to just tuck that down again nicely, and we'll go back up. Then we're going to put our faux in. I think I didn't back mine up far enough. You want to go to the placement. I went to the triple stitch. Whatever, it still works. All right. Then I'm going to line my faux up where I want it. I want this one right there, right in line. You should really tape these. Don't hold them and risk getting your finger like I'm doing here. It's a really, really bad plan. But as you can see, I tend to do it all the time anyway. Pull my zipper just a little bit. It stitches the middle one in case you want a middle. I'm not really a middle person. I prefer the sides to have a strap, but however you want to do it. And again, you're going to want to tape these. Don't hold it like this. This is so totally not safe. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to use some of my tapes. If you can get it, you can do it. I did it last time, not this time. Hit or miss. I'm going to tapey this here. And let's tapey this guy on. Make sure we get it in the middle. More of my super duper blue tape. And the great thing about this blue painter's tape is you're really not having a problem with your machine going through it. It will go right through it. So try to get on the edges, but if your machine stitches through it, it doesn't matter. All right, now we'll go back on. Make sure that's in the center. Move my D-rings so they're there. Now we're gonna go. Ooh, I got a little close there. You're gonna wanna watch, oh. Whoopsie. Well, it's scratched fabric, obviously, when it's choosing these colors. So once I get down to there, I'm going to stop my machine. And I'm just gonna fast forward it, because this is gonna be my turn haul. Go back to there, there. And you want to leave at least a couple of inches, as big of an area as you can, but you still want the purse to where it's sealed all the way around. All right, we are done. Well, with the stitching. So we're going to take it off. We're going to cut a little ways around it. Ooh, I'm sticking on the side. Oops, I missed that bottom. We'll go back and cut that. And that. Oopsie. That. And down here, we are going to leave this long, but trim the vinyl. And then just cut this about ½ inch, an inch-ish, somewhere in that range. Now we have our opening. I'm going to trim my little thread from where I advanced my machine. This is your turn hole. We're going to turn this right side out. It's a lot easier if you warm up your vinyl. I use the marine vinyl, which is a lot thicker than some of the others. If you warm it up, it's a lot easier to turn. And just keep working with it. Ooh, well, work with it better than I'm working with it. Almost more. And squish, more squishage, and more squishage. All right, so it's not the easiest thing if it's not warm, but you'll get the idea. Try to straighten it out some. Getting in more. Shove a corner down. Alrighty, now we're making progress. You can see my corners all the way up here. You can see my little spot where I had cut it open. Now right here where you did this, you're gonna fold your vinyl down. You're gonna use a needle and thread and sew this together. I want it to be a little bit closer here. So I'm gonna trim a little bit more of my vinyl off so it's easier to cut. See where I did really well going around my corner here? This is gonna be super easy to just bend this in and stitch it. You're gonna use a needle and thread and stitch this nicely together. I'm not gonna do that right now, but it is fairly simple to do with just a regular hand needle. So we've gotten to here. I'm going to stick my scissors in this little tiny opening and trim. And I am not going to cut my zipper. I repeat, do not cut the zipper. Have I cut the zipper? Not this time. Let's straighten this out a little more. I'm going to open my zipper. Oh, not all the way yet. I need to cut more of my stabilizer. If you used cut or tear away stabilizer, you can skip this because you're just going to tear it right out. It doesn't matter. Cut. And open zipper and open zipper. All right. Now we are at where we normally are. You'll have this sewn up on your own. The seams are all finished. This is even. You're going to trim off the rest of the stabilizer there. And you can turn it right side out. Turn. Not sure if you can hear my baby in the background. He's a little goofy. So we turn all of this. Push this flat. And obviously you're going to turn it nicer than I am, but for the video purpose, this works. And you can zip it, pull your little corners out. Squishy this one out a little more. It'll look a little bit nicer. You can shove a chopstick, a pencil end, whatever you want down. And there it is. You'll have your picture on the front, however it is that you normally do it. Your inside has a nice folded seam. All of your seams are sealed inside, no exposed seams on it. And it's just your standard zipper purse that I sell, that Mommy sells, and you can do it by using those steps. Thanks, guys.